women prefer Star Wars Jedi style sex, where you get present in the moment, you tune into the Force, and you make it last long enough to send her to a galaxy far, far away.
I'm Amy.
I'm April.
Certified sex educators, sexperts of the year, and best-selling authors.
And we're on a mission to help you have more spicy, connected, and amazing shameless sex.
Welcome to the Shameless Sex Revolution.
We're so close, it's like we have our own language. We're making sex and relationships shameless.
To learn more, go to shamelesssex.com.
And for 15% off some of our favorite sex toys, use code SHAMELESSSEX at purepleasureshop.com.
You are listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to the Shameless Sex podcast. Chip, you already learned about this because we just recorded this episode. But audience, are you ready to learn about the sexually satisfied and confident woman? Also, sex life makeovers. What are those?
Well, that means you can make your sex life look hot, Amy. Hot as you are.
You know what I loved in this episode, and I won't give away too much because you need to listen, but I loved how she talked about the homework piece for people to have, what'd she say, like blast off to another galaxy sex? It was like, dang. No. And it was a 4-hour journey. You're going to have to listen. My brain instantly went to, instead of 4 hours, you could turn it into 1 hour because it's 4 different segments. You could do 15 minutes of this, 15 of this, 15. Anyways, it's doable for everyone. It's great insight and information for spicing up your sex life and becoming the more sexually satisfied human in general.
Amy, you would go that direction. It's funny when we hang out. You're like, meet me at 3:26,
yes,
and then we'll hang out until 4:25, or maybe no, we'll hang out till 4:37. And I'm like, okay,
yes.
Thanks, Amy, thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, 0.5, and I'm like,
I have to leave in 3 seconds.
I know, like I have 3 seconds left. Okay, but no, seriously, I love you for that, and I think that this is you're right. You can adapt her suggestions to your lifestyle,
exactly,
and make it at 4:37 p.m.
Yes, 0.5. 0.5. Also on this episode, everyone, if you're not following us on YouTube or Instagram, you should, because we are wearing some super fucking sexy lingerie made by Marie Mer. We are actually wearing it when we were recording this, and I absolutely love their pieces. I was wearing the Lilith bodysuit, and I honestly felt like a sexually satisfied, confident woman just wearing it.
I did too. Mine had gloves, which was
not the best for podcasting.
Well, it was fine for podcasting, but I was trying to text you before, and I had to use my voice command. But
use your nose. You're like that.
The gloves
like
were
a bird.
Sexy. I didn't use the nose, but I will say it's the scarlet bodysuit, and it was really hot, and you could see my underboob the whole time. So
I love underboob.
That was sexy, and obviously we don't stand in podcasts; we sit. So when we stand up. I think we stood up a couple times in the video.
Oh, I showed you.
You can see the high cut of it's some sex. The material was really nice. I wasn't like sweating it was like wicking. It felt good. Yeah. And yours was sexy. You had like the python print on yours.
Yeah, that like just covers my nips, but then you get some other action. Yeah, super hot. Yeah,
you looked hot.
Go check it out, everyone. The link is in the show notes. If you are looking for some hot pieces to make I think that's part of a sex life makeover. Honestly, is like what makes you feel sexy. There's a nice link in the show notes for you. Use code Shameless to get 15% off.
Also, it was a confidence booster. I felt very confident recording that episode more than when I'm doing it in my sweats and when I'm like And Marie Mer, by the way, it's spelled like MARIEMUR. So Marie Mer. Okay, everyone. Mer.
Yes. There you go.
You won't feel meh when you wear Marie Mer. That should be the tagline.
Ooh, girl, you should get hired for that.
Okay, well, speaking of sexy, not feeling meh, feeling good, what about our couples retreat that isn't, everyone, it's not an orgy. It's not a swingers event. It is a retreat where couples come together, but in their own spaces.
Yes.
And we teach workshops. We have guest educators that are there. There's experiential stuff. There's lectures. There's immersive workshops. And it's backed by popular demand. One of them's already sold out. So we're doing a second one that's
already
half full.
Yeah.
So jump on board. It's in October in Palm Springs, everyone. Palm Springs, California. So
Come
it's in
join
a
us.
villa. We've got a chef. It's really fun. They love us.
Maybe I'll walk around in my
villa
Marie
people.
lingerie. Hey.
I will think about it, but the gloves might be challenging for.
I'll be your fingers for you. I'll be
Okay.
I'll be your hands. It'll be like a
Actually,
whole
the
circus
gloves,
show.
they might
Sexy
work for
circus.
things. Yeah, I love a glove. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a deal, Amy. You could be my
Perfect.
hands.
I will be your hands anytime, except for masturbation. That's creepy. Just kidding. Okay. Anyway, we're friends. We're not that kind of friends. Okay, ready?
I have toys for that.
Yeah.
Amy.
Oh yeah, magic wand. I'll hold the magic wand for you. And now we can do it in the pool. No one would even know what we're doing. It's waterproof.
That's
Anyways,
true.
more reasons to come to our retreat. Ready for a sex question?
Okay, I'm ready. I'm closing my eyes and listening fully.
All right, cool. That's full presence. My new partner is really into anal beads, giving, receiving, all of it. I've never used them and am a little intimidated. Any pointers, and why are they so big? I remember being really confused by anal beads when I first saw them too, by the way. I'm like, why are they so long? Like, you put all of that in your butt? It's like a foot long sometimes.
Well, and some of them are bigger than others, so the why are they so big piece, you can get ones that have the graduated system where there's little bead, and then they slowly get bigger, which might be a good way to dip your toe or dip your booty into
your booty
the
hole.
anal beads, trying out anal beads, because it could be a little intimidating. But material is really important because it's going into your bump. So you want to make sure you get a good material that's silicone so it won't grow bacteria. So don't get anal beads that are with
No strings or any of that
strings
stuff.
attached
Yeah.
to each, because those are one-time use. You don't want to use them again.
Well, imagine
And-
if one of those broke in your butt too.
well, also, and some of them are
Jeez.
plastic and they kind of hurt. They have got like seams
Yeah.
around the balls.
No.
So you want to get something that's smooth, silicone, and that is flexible. 'Cause I think the structured ones can be a little bit more tricky to use if you're a beginner.
Well, also because so with the length, you don't have to put all of them in. You could just put the first couple beads in, but then you'd have like a little tail. So if you don't know about anal beads, the reason why people are using anal beads is more about the act of removing them, not like you're pulling like a chainsaw. But when you're getting close to orgasm or during orgasm, when you slowly pull the anal beads out, it does this little thing on the anus, which the anus has a lot of nerve endings, and it can actually feel really nice. It's like kind of like massaging your anus and can enhance the orgasm. And so there are a lot of people that are huge anal bead fans, but you don't have to use a whole strand, right? If you just have like 3 of the beads in you and then you have the little tail, you can still slowly pull that out and still get some of that action. But there are some that aren't as long that I've used and I really like, because I feel the same way. I'm like, I don't really want a tail, and the really long ones are really long. And so there's one that I like called, we used to sell it at Pure Pleasure, the brick and mortar, but we have it at purepleasureshop.com online. It's the Tantus Ripple, and it's a plug meets beads combo. So and it only has maybe like 4 beads on it, and you can put it in, and it's not big, it's narrow, and you put it in and it kind of hangs out like a plug, and then which can just help to relax the muscles and feel nice. And then when you're about to have an orgasm, you can slowly pull that out. And then there's another one. Go ahead.
Wait, it's slightly that it looks like a kind of like a baby pacifier.
It
Okay,
does,
It
yeah.
like a stretched out baby pacifier.
I mean,
but
all butt
it's a
plugs kind of
smart
look like
design.
that. Yeah.
Well, it's smart because you don't want it to get sucked up in there. So,
Yeah.
but when you see it, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
and you could indeed put a vibrating bullet or something in the handle part to make it vibrate, because it's silicone, so it would vibrate.
Yeah.
nicely.
Yeah, just don't put that bullet in your butthole unless everything that goes in the butthole needs to have a base so it doesn't get suctioned, because unlike the pussy, there is no stopper at the end. And you want
sucked up in there.
you want a stopper, yes. And another one that I really like is it's by the company B Vibe, and it's called the B Vibe Booties, like Butties, the Booty Zip
No,
beads.
buddies. Like it's like butties, almost like B-U-T-T-I-E-S.
Oh, buddies, sorry.
Like
Not boo. I'm spelling it wrong. Yes, butties, like butties. Okay, and it also, this one I think only has 3 beads, and the base is more narrow, so it can rest between the butt cheeks. Whereas the Tantus one, the Tantus Ripple, it's round, which isn't a huge problem. But if you're doing like longer extended wear, like you have it in for a longer time, it's nice to have something that rests between the cheeks well. So I think these are really good beginner beads, and they also kind of work as plugs too. So it's like 2 in 1, or just beginner butt play, these two toys are really great. You can get them at purepleasureshop.com. Use coupon code Shameless Sex, you get 15% off. And intermediate folks would like it too, right? If you're into butt play, it's still going to feel good, but they're just nice. They're smaller, they're easy, and then you can play with both bead action as well as plug action. Two birds, one stone. I still hate that term. It sounds creepy and like murder.
Easy to clean as well. Those are easy to clean because they're silicone. So you could, that means they're waterproof. You could pop them in the dishwasher if you wanted to, really.
Yeah.
Silicone.
Yeah. And then just
dishwasher safe.
Well, it totally is. If you have housemates, they're going to love that. Watch out for your children. They are not children's toys. And then just lastly, the basic butt stuff that is important. Always use lube, just because the butt doesn't lubricate itself, and go slow. Like, don't rush anything. If you've never really had anything in your butt before, also start with fingers to maybe warm up the butt a little bit, and then you can move to the beads. But again, these are not super thick, so it should be pretty doable. Nice. Have fun. And then if your partner has some big old beads that you don't want to use, you don't have to use them. You can use them on your partner if you want to, if they want to use them, or you can just use like the first couple beads and have the cute tail. Yeah, it's a tail.
You just get a kit. Get a kit and just keep trying. Keep trying and have
Try
fun.
it all.
Have fun.
All right, before we do the bio and we dive into the podcast episode, we're going to air a little teaser, a little trailer for you, but from a podcast that we love. It's called Sex Ed with DB. She's launching another all about pleasure season. So think orgasms, kink, anal, everything. We've been on her show. She's been on ours. She's one of our favorite sex educators. We have many favorites, but she is on the list. Her social media presence is awesome. If you're not following Sex Ed with DB online, you should, because you not only do you learn, but she's funny as fuck. So,
I
are you ready for a little
adore her.
teaser?
Yeah, her TikTok, Amy.
Awesome.
Her TikTok is hilarious.
Oh my gosh, I just, if I need to smile on my face and I want to learn something, I just go look at Sex Ed with DB. But this is about her podcast, so here's a little teaser.
Sex. You've probably had it recently, but when's the last time you actually talked about it? Yeah, exactly. That's because most of us got terrible sex ed, and now it feels weird to talk about with the people we care about most, but it doesn't have to be. I'm DB, seasoned sex educator and host of Sex Ed with DB, bringing you science-backed, medically accurate sex ed that's actually fun to listen to. We're talking orgasms, anal, confidence, kink, testosterone myths, blowjobs, smut, sex research, all of it. If you're new to Sex Ed with DB, start with one of our most popular episodes, 20 Types of Orgasms with Goody Howard. New season, more pleasure. Find Sex Ed with DB on your favorite podcasting app.
Boom, there you have it. You can go and find her.
That was more of a
all
pleaser,
the podcast
Amy.
apps.
That was
a pleaser.
Yeah,
not a shocker.
It was a teaser and a pleaser.
It was a teaser, pleaser, but not a shocker.
That was fun. I love it. Yeah, it's a showstopper. All right.
Your showstopper. Go check her out on all the podcast apps. Just go look up Sex Ed with DB. We'll also have a link in the show notes. The more education and entertainment, the merrier. And we are picky about our educators.
Hell yeah. Are you ready for Courtney's bio, speaking of educators?
Yes, ma'am. All right, let's go.
Courtney Fae Long is the creator of Sex Life Makeover, author and TEDx speaker, whose talk has reached over 850,000 people worldwide. She's been teaching for over 25 years and brings a joyful, lighthearted approach to the topic of sex. Check out her TEDx talk and schedule a complimentary Sex Life Makeover session with her at CourtneyFaeLong.com.
All right, everyone, it is interview time, and we are here online. We're on 3 different screens with Courtney Fae Long, and we are going to learn all about the sexually satisfied, confident woman and what is a sex life makeover. And if you are not following us, watching us on YouTube or Instagram, I highly suggest you do so. Also because April and I are wearing lingerie as we speak. That's right. We are wearing lingerie pieces. We are being our most sexually confident selves. These pieces are by Marie Murr. We love this brand. Here, I'll do it. If you're watching us, if you're not on YouTube, I'm going to do a little, oh, look at that. Oh, I just did a little dance
Amy.
with the camera.
Mine has gloves. It's the scarlet bodysuit. Look at, ooh,
girl, you got under boob. Under boob brings I get some confidence from side boob too, but mine doesn't have side boob. Mine is the Lilith bodysuit is
I
gorgeous.
love yours. It has that python print on it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Anyways, if you want to learn more about Marie Murr, go check out the link in the show notes. And there is truth to the way we dress can actually inspire some confidence. So right now I don't know, I kind of feel a little randy over here.
Me too. Courtney
Sorry,
said that
Courtney.
when we logged on. She's like, "You two look fabulous. What are you wearing?"
Yeah, we forgot to give Courtney the memo. Next time we're going to do this in person, and Courtney's going to wear Marie Mer too.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. I do.
Awesome.
Yes, I feel overdressed.
Yeah, you look gorgeous. All right, so everyone, and I already heard a little bit about Courtney in the intro and the bio, but let's start with the same prompt we always do. We're super excited to have you here on Shameless Sex, Courtney. And can you please tell us and our listeners a little bit more about how you got into the field of sex and relationships?
Yes. So I've been teaching for over 27 years. And along the way, I was having my own sexual empowerment journey behind the scenes and always worrying, I hope my clients don't ever find out that I'm over here burlesque dancing, going to sexuality retreats and so on. And then eventually I realized how important this really is, not just for our sex lives, but also for our confidence and happiness in life.
It really is. So this is, you were dedicating this time to yourself, even though you're working with people on this part of themselves.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't think that. They think that like the people working in the forefront have it all figured out. It's not true.
I love the fact that you are a TEDx speaker and you've reached, I think, over 850,000 people worldwide. And that's something to be proud of. And I think you're now reaching our listeners. If you haven't heard of Courtney Fae Long, she is very skilled at talking to people about the topic that we're jumping into. So get ready, fasten your seatbelts or your Marie Mer lingerie if you have that. I'm fasten that up. So let's dig in, because obviously you have a master's degree. You're a really skilled educator, speaker. So let's talk about this topic. Why do so many women feel frustrated and unfulfilled in their sex lives? Okay, even when they're in loving relationships where sex is actually happening.
Yeah, just because sex is happening doesn't mean it's fulfilling. Women tell me all the time that they wish they were having sex more often, which is shocking to a lot of men, actually. But women wish they were having sex more often, and they also wish that it lasted a lot longer. And when a woman is not having enough sex, it's not just about what happens in the bedroom. It impacts her whole life. So these are the things that I see in women when they're not having enough sex. They doubt themselves. They feel meh, just kind of blah, like the lights are just dim. They tend to feel moody or irritable, maybe bite their loved ones' heads off for no apparent reason. Creative blocks, financial blocks, and sometimes even just this low-grade feeling of anxiousness, like something is wrong. And so many women think something's wrong with them. They're just like, what's wrong? Maybe I should do more yoga or more meditation, or what do I need to do to improve myself? But in reality, their intimacy tank is too low or even empty.
And is the intimacy tank different than just having sex? Are we talking about intimacy as a whole, like connection?
As a whole.
Yeah.
Exactly. Such a good question. All of it. It's sex, it's touch, it's passion, connection, meaningful conversations. It's emotional intimacy and physical, and including sex.
Yeah. So because a lot of people will think, well, we're in partnerships, like we have sex, we have sex like maybe once a week. So like we share intimacy, but intimacy, I don't know why I said it that way. Intimacy is so much more than that, or can be. And not that everyone's craving that, but a lot of people are. Or have you heard that? Not you've heard this, but there's people who they feel they're in a relationship, like they're, maybe married, they live together, but they still feel so alone.
Yes. It's a big deal. So many women tell me that they feel alone. And another, when I dig deeper, like, okay, what's going on? The deepest thing that they usually tell me is they don't feel wanted by their partner, even when they're in this loving relationship. But if the partner is not initiating as often as the woman would like, or even just bringing, kind of like bringing the fire and passion, then a woman feels unwanted, definitely unseen.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So is this the same? Because you talk about erotic and abandonment. I guess that's more erotic, not just that's not full intimacy. What is erotic abandonment, and why does it leave so many women feeling unfulfilled in the bedroom?
Yeah, erotic abandonment is when a woman feels unseen and unmet by her partner in the bedroom. There's actually 8 different types. So is it okay if I share briefly about each one?
We love it. Yes.
Love
And I
types.
just recently found words to describe this. So I'm so excited about it. And when I share it with women, so many are saying, hey, I relate to all 8.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be curious if you have ever experienced any of these too.
Sure we
So
will.
first one is desire gap, when her partner wants it less often than her and she feels rejected or unwanted. Number 2 is being starved for touch, when touch only happens in the bedroom, but a lot of women crave cuddling and, kissing, affection, little booty squeeze in the kitchen, just touch outside the bedroom. Number 3 is rushed foreplay, when it's, when sex feels really goal oriented. It's like rushing through the foreplay to get to the intercourse, to get to the finish line. And that pressure or rushing, it makes it difficult for a woman to relax and to open up and be present enough to enjoy herself. So that's a really common one. And number 4, this is a big one, is done too soon. When sex ends, when her partner feels satisfied. And, for a lot of women, it takes more time, to get going and to get warmed up. So at some point, a woman's sexual fire is really glowing brightly, and she's feeling all turned on, and she's like finally ready and finally feeling orgasmic. And all of a sudden, her partner comes, it's all over, he conks out for a nap, and it's such a lonely feeling because she's left there almost like to tend to her own fire by herself.
Yeah, I've heard, a lot of them.
Hey, Amy, you know how sometimes relationships can start to feel a bit predictable?
Totally. Like, you know what to expect. And while that's comfortable, it's not exactly thrilling.
Exactly. That's where Marie Murr steps in. They're all about shaking things up with luxury lingerie and leather accessories that add that missing novelty where we all crave it so much.
Marie Murr's collections are spicy. That's right, spicy. We're talking sheer bodysuits, sculpting sets, and even crotchless designs. These pieces don't just look stunning, they make you feel confident and daring.
You can check it out because we wore 2 pieces in our episode today. They're leather accessories, harnesses, garters, cuffs. They're all crafted from premium Italian leather. I could feel it on my body today. Mm-hmm. They're like the perfect blend of classy and sassy.
What I love is how these pieces create energy between you and your partner. It's not just about the look, it's about the connection and excitement they bring.
Yeah, because sometimes all you need is that one new experience to bring back that spark.
So if you're ready to step out of your old routine, Marie Murr is a game changer. Check out the link in our episode description and use code SHAMELESS for 15% off.
Go on, treat yourselves to something extraordinary. Hey, sexy listeners, I've got a question for you. Ever felt lost in the jungle of libido supplements?
I know I have. It's like a game of will it work or will it give me some weird side effects? But fear not, because VB Health is here to save the day with Drive Boost.
Yes, VB Health has a simple mission: create supplements that work. Founded in 2020 in Denver, Colorado, this physician-owned company is all about trust and transparency. We love that.
Yes, we do. And Drive Boost is doctor formulated with 4 scientifically backed ingredients designed for everyone. So everyone out there can get a taste of some serious libido magic.
Plus, every batch is tested by not 1, but 2 separate third-party labs for safety and effectiveness. Made with love in the USA, folks.
And did we mention they collaborate with elite athletes? So you know it's legit. Over 90% of customers leave raving reviews, so you're in good company.
So if you're ready to get supplements that work and feel that boost, then visit vb.health and use code SHAMELESS for 10% off, or click the link in the episode description. That's vb.health. Get ready to spice things up. I heard this on the number 4. I heard this on a reality show. Oh, it was I think it was like The Age of Attraction or something, where it was talking about women are like ovens, they need to heat up, and men are like blowtorches. They just kind of like, right? I thought that made so much sense. I'm like, you're right. You need to like ease in. So anyway, I wanted to say that, like, it's a great association of those, of why we need more, right? Like, let us heat up like an oven.
Yeah. And I just even think of quickie culture. It's like we're in hustle culture in our society, and it's quickie culture. And it's like, let's hurry and let's have sex. And the average sexual experience is like 5 to 10 minutes long. But women thrive when we have 20 to 45 minutes just for foreplay. And the longer we take, since we have erectile tissue too, and the vagina needs to expand and lengthen and all the things inside that shift, the longer we take for the warm-up or foreplay, the better intercourse feels. So I see so many women that they're just like, oh, you know, sex is just not that fulfilling. But yeah, if you're only having quickies, it's just not going to be fulfilling. But we'll talk more about that later. But
yeah, totally.
But number 5 is when it's mechanical. This is especially in long-term relationships when you kind of lose the spark or the passion and you're just going through the motions. It's just physical, but there's not that electricity that makes it exciting.
Not to be confused with mechanical sex toys, because those are bonuses. Those are helpful.
Totally, yes.
Kudos to everyone who uses sex toys.
Absolutely. Number 6 is one-sided satisfaction, when it feels like the focus is more on, you know, her partner, but her needs are an afterthought. Number 7, really painful, is unseen hunger, when her partner just assumes she's not that into it or has low libido, instead of actually noticing she's unfulfilled, or even just instead of asking, like, what would turn you on? Like, how can I fulfill you more deeply? So that's a really big one, especially because of this assumption that, oh, men are really sexual, women are just not that sexual.
Not true.
I know, right? Not true. I mean, I don't know. I dare say I think women are more sexual than men, but not that it's a competition, but
yeah, it depends how you define it, right? I think sensuality comes easier to women than men overall, but everyone's different, but we got that going for us.
Yeah, that's so true. Yep. And then number 8 is self-abandonment, when a woman feels just a sense of abandonment from all these other reasons, and then she starts trying to convince herself that she doesn't need it, she doesn't want it, you know, maybe sex isn't that important anyway, and she disconnects from her own needs. So these are the 8 forms.
And those are not in any specific order. These are sort of, and you can identify with all of them, or maybe at certain times this could change, or in certain it's a scale, or I guess it's a line of sorts, and you could be anywhere on that line.
Yeah.
Well, and the one about like not taking enough time or lasting long enough or whatever it is, I want to say it's not about lasting long enough that like if someone is, you know, I understand penis owners, you have an orgasm, you ejaculate and your body goes through a process of the refractory period, which can be a sleepy time, right? Maybe your penis is out of commission. Maybe you are tired, but you still have a mouth and you have hands and you have words. Like there's plenty of things that you can still do. Or if you're so tired, whip out your magic wand and use it on your partner, right? We find excuses for, or we don't have time for long foreplay, but you have time to go on Facebook or Instagram to go scrolling. Like, come on, everyone. We have more time. It's just probably edgy or unfamiliar. I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm being mean in my sexy suit.
You can do some jumping jacks and get the blood flowing and working the body to recharge your battery to go for another round, or to help your partner, tap into that last, but not that orgasm doesn't always have to be the final outcome. However, being satisfied and feeling like, oh, okay, I feel good. I feel good about this sexual exchange. That's the key, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly it. So I love what you said. It's like keep going until the woman feels complete. And I joke and say until she waves the white flag, like until she's like, oh, where's my white flag? It's across the room. But until she's like, I'm done. Yeah. Okay, I can't take anymore. Thank you.
That's a good feeling when you're like, oh, wow, look what I contributed to. Like, she's so done. She's waving the white flag. Yeah. So get there more often. Dang.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder, Marie Murr might have a white flag somewhere in their collection of items. So a question for you about, there are women out there that are highly sexual women, right? So we have, and sometimes we know that it's not all the time in life that you are a highly sexual woman, but you might have phases, or maybe you always are. But a lot of times those women can be deemed too much, right? I'll use air quotes as too much, but they're actually maybe they're not even getting enough. So why do you think that that's happening?
Yeah, well, a highly sexual woman in our society is so misunderstood. And our society considers her threatening. Like, if you think of to a man who might feel intimidated by her, then she brings out his feelings of not being good enough. So that's one thing. To a woman, another woman who's suppressing her sexual hunger, the highly sexual woman shines this bright mirror that another woman might not want to look in. So it's easy to kind of criticize the highly sexual woman. And literally for centuries, our society has suppressed women's sexual desires and made them wrong and said they're dangerous. So a lot of highly sexual women have internalized shame. It's like internalized slut shame, that they feel like something's wrong with them for being so sexual. And really, nothing's wrong with them. They're just in an environment that doesn't match them or doesn't meet them. And also another huge part of it is love. It's like they learn from a young age, if they want to be loved and accepted, they've got to shrink and suppress their own hunger. And then that results in them feeling like they're too much.
When you were saying that, I was thinking I have two different friends, won't say their names. They're both highly sexual women, like super high libidos, high sex drives. And one of them has zero shame about it, but sometimes it can feel like a lot, especially when she's single. She's like, oh my God, like, insatiable. And all the sex toys and hands in the world aren't cutting it. But she doesn't have that internalized shame. And then this other person has some internalized shame about it. And I don't know the full story. Likely there was probably some experience where she was told like too much. Why are you always so horny, by someone or something. But so that does come up. Not that and it's not like the word slut. Maybe she heard the word slut, but it's not that one gets her. It's that, but it is that too muchness. And when I talk to her, and I'm like, can I have some of that? Like, I want some of that sex drive that you have. I'm getting testosterone pellets to feel that over here.
Sure.
Yeah. But we're all so different in how we operate. April, you have like a constant, like highly sexual libido going, but you don't really. But also, we have shameless sex. Did you feel that before? Did you have any of that too muchness feeling?
Only when I was at a point when I was doing my single thing, I would hook up sometimes with a particular dude in that year span. And I had this insatiable, like, capacity to just want to keep banging it out. And I was using condoms at the time. And I remember we went through like an entire, I think it was like a 30 pack in like 2 days or something.
Nice.
And it was, I'm not even joking. And he did say at the time, it was like, that was a lot. And he was younger than me. I don't know how many years, but it was a thing. And I didn't feel bad, but I did feel a sense of, is something wrong with me? And then I said, no, nothing's wrong with me. I'm going to embrace this. And I don't give a fuck. It's consent. I wasn't like, not having his consent to bang it out, but he was just like, well, this is a lot. And then if,
sounds like a lucky guy to me.
Yeah,
totally.
And, and now, the match that I've been with the same partner for 9 years, he loves that part of me. So and I will say though, it isn't always like that for me all the time. It sometimes exits my life and then sometimes it comes back in. It just depends. So if someone out there is like, oh man, why isn't that happening? Or, oh yeah, that's me all the time. I love tapping into it. And I will say that I embrace it when it happens. And I'm like, yes, I ride the wave of like being a sex like maniac. I'm like, yeah, let's bang it out right here on the kitchen counter. When sometimes I'm like, no, don't touch the kitchen counter. That's gross. For me, I'm like, oh, I cook on there. So it's just, I think that's maybe is that being a part of being a woman or a human on planet Earth. Like, I don't know. Does that happen to you all? Have you had phases of being like a sex maniac?
Totally. And it also is more normalized for men to have the high libidos than for women too, though, right? You're not like, oh God, you're such a sex maniac. You're like, no, you're just a normal dude. Whereas, and then we get the other side of it where like, if we aren't sexual enough, there's the not enoughness, right? Sometimes the too much and not enoughness overlap.
Yeah, it's like if we're not having as much sex as we think we should be having, or if we're in a period where our libido is not really thriving, then we feel like we're not enough, or then we wonder what's wrong with us. But yeah, April, like you said, I've had different periods for sure. Some periods where I almost feel insatiable. And I've also noticed there's a connection with my creativity. I mean, this one time, like when I really first started exploring this, it was just because I had this phenomenal lover and we would literally make love for hours. And I was staying up really late. I'm a morning person. So I was just like, how am I losing all this sleep but still feeling so great? And I was writing a book at the time, and my writing was just on fire. It was like just coming in, creative flow. I felt more confident in my teaching. I just felt more magnetic. I was attracting all these speaking opportunities. And that's when I also started geeking out on, wait a minute, this is not just about sex or what happens in the bedroom. This is about our own sexual fire. It's like our life force that really creates that happiness and confidence and creativity.
I agree. I totally agree about the creativity part. That's you nailed that.
Yeah, and is this all with the creativity and confidence? Is this all related to what you the afterglow effect, like how sex can impact happiness, confidence, money?
Yeah, exactly. So researchers from Florida State University did a study, and they found that for 48 hours after sex, that couples tend to feel happier toward each other, more connected, closer, and more sexually satisfied. They call it the afterglow effect, and they think it's because of elevated levels of oxytocin, the love hormone, and dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. So that was that study. Other studies have shown that sex boosts our happiness, our health in many ways, even our confidence, our productivity at work. And I shared this one in my TEDx talk. The talk is about money and sex, the surprising connection. There was this study from Germany, from the Institute for the Study of Labor in Germany. They surveyed 7,500 people. They found that the more sexually active someone is, the higher their wages at work. They literally were making more money.
Wow.
And isn't that so
Leave it to the
amazing.
Germans to actually research that and figure that out. Of course.
So wait, the more sexually active they are, and they're not measuring like the quality of the sexual activity. It's just the more sexually active, that's so if I have more sex, I'm going to make more money or something.
Well, and this is, I know it sounds so wild in a way, but they think it's because of the health benefits, the well-being effect, that when we are having sex, we're happier, we're more energized, we're more focused at work. You know, like if you're really horny, it's kind of hard to focus, right? Compared to if you've just had a great sexual session, you're just like on top of the world, and it's, you know, the creativity is flowing and focus is there. So they think it's not a direct correlation, have sex, make more money. But if you apply those things in the afterglow effect, like you're more confident, so then you maybe assert yourself more, or you go for that raise, or you start your own business. So I kind of think of it that way. It's almost like, okay, if sex boosts our happiness, our confidence, our creativity, then it's up to us to channel that into our work or our money making. And that's where we can then make more money.
I swear to you, it also helps with the physical glow of your skin. Because people have asked me, they're like, what's your secret? And I'm like, I don't do any injectables. I have a lot of orgasms, whether it's self-induced or with my partner. And I think that helps me maintain my youth. And maybe some people think, I look older than 43, but I feel like I look, early 30s sometimes. And I feel like I'm, 15 half the time. But I do swear, I correlate that direct correlation to my sex life improving the way that I look. Because if I haven't had like sex in a week or 2 weeks, I notice. I'm like,
feel all crusty.
Man. I'm kind of looking a little less like the glow up that I want. And then I have to, release.
Yes. It's so true. There was this one time my partner and I went to this little Mexican takeout restaurant. We were just sitting there eating, and we had just had the most amazing sex. And so we're just sitting there eating, and this lady and her daughter walk up to me, and they were just doting on me. They were like, "Oh my gosh, your outfit is so pretty," and "Oh, look at your hair." And I was laughing. I was like, they don't even know why they're complimenting me. Did they see the
sex
glow?
hair. Yeah.
It works, people.
If they only knew.
Yeah. I think I was wearing like sweatpants or something.
Yeah.
Nothing that's worthy of a compliment.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I'm picky about my vibrators, and I've tried a lot that just couldn't quite cut it. But the Magic Wand waterproof? Yeah, it's the one for me. In fact, it's my number one. That's right, my number one. It's more powerful, totally cordless, fully waterproof, and surprisingly, it's so quiet, which makes it even better.
Another perk of the Magic Wand Waterproof is your shower just got upgraded. Your bath, way more indulgent. And underwater, the mix of pressure and vibration is dangerously good.
I use it for everything. Shameless admission. Post-workout recovery, bedtime wind downs, or when I want to take my sweet time and turn things into a whole vibe. No pun intended. Alone or with my partner, it's perfect for teasing things out and not rushing the good part.
And we love that Magic Wand isn't trying to be trendy. They've been doing this forever. They just know exactly what they're doing.
Know what they're doing is putting it lightly, Amy. First timers, prepare yourselves. Upgraders, you already know what I'm talking about.
Magic Wand also makes a great gift. Partners, get your lover one. Trust us, it's one of the best just because I care about you gifts you could give.
Head to purepleasureshop.com and use code Shameless Sex for 15% off the Magic Wand Waterproof. This little luxury your body deserves right now. One more time, purepleasureshop.com, code Shameless Sex for 15% off the waterproof legend your body has been aching for. Newsflash, everybody. We are picky about our lubes.
Can we say uber picky?
Yes, we can. And let me tell you all why Uber Lube is our absolute favorite lube ever. Uber Lube is a luxurious silicone lubricant that I want all over my body. Yes, it's designed for sex because it enhances intimacy while allowing you to still feel the skin-on-skin contact, but it feels so good that I want it everywhere. Uber Lube is long-lasting, leaves your skin feeling velvety smooth, and it's there when you want it, but then it dissipates when you're done.
Yes! Aside from using Uber Lube for all of my sexy sessions, and I use it all the time, I also use it for massages, for my hair frizzies, to prevent chafing, and it brings out the color of your beautiful tattoos. Thousands of doctors and therapists in the U.S. alone are recommending Uber Lube to their patients because it's body-friendly, less likely to change the pH, and has vitamin E so it feels moisturizing on the skin. Uber Lube has no flavor or scent, which means it's also great for oral sex. And it comes in a beautiful glass bottle with a pump top, which means easy access to Pleasure Town.
Want to see why we think Uber Lube is the best lube in the world? Then go to uberlube.com and use discount code SHAMELESS to get 10% off and free shipping. Again, that's uberlube.com right now with code SHAMELESS for 10% off and free shipping.
Well, sex is a really powerful. It's a really powerful thing, right? In terms, especially if you think of all the hormones that it's producing. You talk. So it all makes sense, right? That is all connected, or that we can utilize our sex life as something, or that can channel into other aspects of our lives. And when there is a deficit in our sex lives, it can really affect the rest of our lives in a negative way. I certainly have felt that.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah. And so many women, they just don't realize how important it is to the rest of their lives. So it's so easy to just pretend we can close the bedroom door and forget about it. Yeah. But it's not a luxury. It's literally essential to our well-being.
That's a really common thing. I respect women or people who say, I don't have a sex drive. I'm just kind of done with that. I feel just fine the way I am. I like it like this. I respect that choice. There's nothing wrong with that. And I do wonder how they might be missing out on what we're talking about, that like really vibrant aliveness. But not everyone wants to feel that. Some people want to more the even keel.
That's true.
Yeah, but I certainly am not one of those people. I want the wildness.
So one thing, Courtney, you say something to the effect of the happiest couples don't wait until bedtime for sex, which I love because I believe in this so much. So what do you think is the best time of day to have sex?
Well, the best time of day to have sex is when we have energy for it. So most couples wait till the end of the day. When it's time for bed, they're exhausted, they have nothing left to give, and they just want to go to sleep. But the happiest couples do it earlier in the day when they have energy to enjoy it, and also energy to put into it to make it more fulfilling for their partner. And if you think about it, earlier in the day, we have higher levels of testosterone, so we have more energy, more focus, and less stress, right? The day hasn't happened yet, or less of the day has happened. So we've got less on our mind. We can be more present. So there's 4 times of day that are really wonderful. You ready for it?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it right now? Just kidding. Wearing the lingerie. I'm ready.
Yeah, right now is the best time. I love that. Rise and shine, lunch break quickie, afternoon delight, or dessert before dinner.
Dessert before dinner. I love that.
That's an important one because when you eat dinner, you get a little tired after dinner. You need to digest. So the before dinner sex is so important. Then you have, but sometimes it does mess up. If you did your hair, and I'm like, damn it, my hair's all.
No, that's so
Maybe
true.
even dinner at home. Yeah.
But it's worth it.
I love that for afternoon delight. I love the lighting of it. There's something about like when the sun hasn't gone down, but it's like maybe starting to go down, and because lighting to me makes just like wearing lingerie, right? Lighting can create a mood, and I really, really love the energy around that. Like, and I'm not a sunrise girl because I sleep in, right? So I don't get that kind of lighting in my life ever. I'm like, or if I do have sex and my eyes are closed, I'm still half asleep. But it's consensual, everyone. But I love the afternoon, like escape from work for a nice 45 minutes, whatever you can get.
Yeah. That's so true.
And I had heard this, that statistically, but I can't confirm this, that men crave morning sex more than women, or men are more into morning sex than women are. And so don't quote me on this, everyone. I just remember hearing this like a number of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to other women about it, and actually some of the women that I talked to about it who aren't huge fans of morning sex, they're like, because something's going inside of me, and I'm going to say it, everyone, and I haven't pooped yet. That's like, that is one of the things that I've heard from people. It's not that I'm like not that I wouldn't be in the mood. My body needs its time to do its thing because I'm the receiving orifice. Like that, just for people to consider. If you're one of those men, like, why doesn't my partner want to have sex with me in the morning? Maybe think about their anatomy, and that you're going inside of them, and that their anatomy has to, feel really comfortable.
It's so true. I love it.
I said it. I talked about pooping. I had to.
It's the Shameless Sex podcast.
Yeah.
It's shameless. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It's truth. Exactly. It's truth. Let's just get it out.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so and wait, what did you call it? You said rise and shine. What was the second one? Oh, lunch break. Okay, lunch break quickie. Cool.
Yeah. Because when I share this, especially on social media, so many people push back and say, well, we're parents. We don't have time. And I understand. I mean, right before bed might be the best option for some people. I'm not saying don't do it right before bed, but just consider other options. But even as parents, it just takes getting creative, maybe hiring a babysitter. And literally, it's all about our priorities. It's like we make time for what's important to us. And I just feel like because we have this cultural thread of thinking that sex is just not that important, that shows up in the way that we do it, what time of day we do it, how important it is. So it's just about reprioritizing and making it important.
Exactly. Okay, so you've already shared a number of tips and tricks and things, but I'm curious if you can share or leave us with one thing. We're not wrapped up yet, though, but share one thing listeners can do this weekend that would send their sex lives into another galaxy.
Schedule a 4-hour, long, luxurious love-making session. These are so fun, and I'm going to break it down what to do hour by hour. The first hour, cuddle and connect. This is really important, especially if any women are really not feeling very turned on. In order to feel our arousal, we have to be in our parasympathetic nervous system, the relaxed nervous system state, whereas most of the time in the day, we're just go, go, go in that heightened sympathetic nervous system. It's very hard to feel turned on when you're just, like, ah. So first hour, cuddle and connect. You can even do it with clothes on if you want. You just lay in bed, cuddle, you relax together, sync your nervous systems together. If you want, you can talk about the day or just be in silence. Hour 2 is treasure hunt. So explore your partner's body like it's your first time together, and you literally treat them like a queen or a king, and find places that you've never touched before. Notice how they respond and just be really curious. So that's really fun. And you can take turns, like 30 minutes for one person, 30 minutes for the other. Hour 3, this is where you can heat things up and just go for it. If you want to have intercourse, if that's available to you, or toys, play, just let yourselves be free and have fun. And then the fourth hour is just bask in the afterglow together, even if that means taking a nap, but just resting and basking together.
I feel like that fourth one, a lot of people miss. I mean, they miss probably all 4 hours because they're rushing, but like the fourth one, like actually basking in the glory of what was just what happened, what was just created.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's so important. And I find sometimes the most meaningful conversations can happen in that space, after some time of just resting, because our hearts are more open. We're just kind of, totally naked in every way. It's just like there's this calmness. So it's a great time, actually, if you want to talk through something you've been wanting to talk to your partner about.
Like, so can I do less chores around the house?
Yeah.
I'm done doing the dishes. How do you feel about that?
Well, yeah, I like it. I think this is a great setup, right? You're giving that people the ability to have 4 hours, which seems like a long time, but it's 4 hours of dropping in. And I'm assuming this is something, and maybe you don't have a suggestion, but is this something like once a week or once a month? Or do you think that this is something that feels good for people's schedules? Or what would you suggest in terms of the frequency?
Yeah, I definitely suggest once a week if possible. And, if someone's short on time, even 1 hour can be wonderful compared to just a 10-minute session. 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever you can do. But I feel like so many people push back when I say this, and they're like, oh my gosh, who has that much time? And we make time for what's important to us. So I say, try it once, see if it really nourishes you. If you love it, then you'll want to do it again and again and again and again.
Yeah, I think that's great advice. I like it. It's recommended, everyone. This is like doctor's orders. It's Courtney's orders, and you can see the results, or you can feel the results, and your sex life will probably immediately feel the results of that. And then you can have, what is it? We said more confidence, more money can flow into your life. I like that already. I'm sold. Everybody out there, times are hard economically, right? So who doesn't need more money? So more sex equals more money. I like this. Okay. This is a good thing to I think want. And yeah. Okay. So moving on. Another question about a tip. And I think that this is kind of a last tips for the partners out there, right? So any last tips for partners in helping the women in their lives to be more confident and erotically alive? That's how I wanted to ask it.
Ooh, I love this. I say the number one thing that partners can bring is presence. And I mean, not just being there physically, but being there in your mind, like being in the present moment, and having an open heart and treating your partner with so much love. So like when you touch the partner, not just touching with your physical hand, but imagine that love is flowing through your physical hand. It just changes the quality of the touch. And I kind of joke and say women prefer Star Wars Jedi style sex, where you get present in the moment, you tune into the Force, and you make it last long enough to send her to a galaxy far, far away.
Oh my God. I love that. Tune into the Force. This is awesome. I'm a Star Wars nerd over here. So you really spoke to me.
Right? Star Wars and sex. Don't they go hand in hand somehow?
They do. They totally do. Oh my gosh. That's perfect. Oh yeah. And the Jedi. I mean, I like the dark side too. Because I'm a little kinky person, but a Jedi though. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. And I mean, the presence, we talk about that all the time here. And I think the word presence can be intimidating for people. So to make it a little easier, like you're just fully showing up. You're showing up with all of yourself. You're not on your phone. You're not distracted. You're really being there in that time. And, if you're really busy, you're talking about the 4-hour date, right? Like maybe, like you said, you turn it into an hour, but just like turn off all of your devices and really be there and really show this person, whoever it is, regardless of your gender, that they matter that much, right? That you care. It feels really good. That can create turn on for people. I know it does for me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
We want to know more about the sex life makeover. You've kind of hinted at it. I know this is one of your specialties. So what is a sex life makeover? And with that, can you tell us more also just about your work? I know this is one of your mini offerings.
Yeah, absolutely. So a sex life makeover is a transformation in someone's sex life to create the intimacy, the love, the sex that they've craved their whole lives. And literally wildly fulfilling sex. So generally it involves more frequent sex, more fulfilling sex, and deeper connection with their partner. And so I guide women and couples through this, and it's so flipping fun. It's just unbelievable. And it involves really discovering someone's own unique treasure map, because there's some definite differences just in general between each person, but everybody has their own unique treasure map of what lights them up, what turns them on. Like even how you mentioned kinks. It's like there's so much to explore of what makes sex really deeply fulfilling. And I find for a lot of women, it also involves embracing themselves as a highly sexual woman, clearing the shame and really bringing out that confidence.
And you have complimentary, right? I was hoping that you were going to say that next, because I was like, that's important. This is complimentary, the first one. So listen up.
Yeah, exactly. So I offer a complimentary one-on-one sex life makeover session with me on Zoom. We do a deep dive 60-minute session, and we look at what's not working in your sex life. What do you really want? And create a bridge to get there.
I mean, why not take her up on this?
That's a generous
what do you have to
offering.
lose? You might make more money.
And is this for only women out there? Is it for anyone, or do you focus?
Yeah,
more,
really good
women?
question. My focus is mostly on highly sexual women. I mean, even a woman who doesn't identify as highly sexual but just feels drawn to have the session, absolutely. But I also do work with couples and men too. So anybody that's listening or of course, other genders as well. So yeah.
Amazing, Courtney. So how can people, if they want to find more of your work and want to find more of you, your TED Talk, all of that, how can people find you, work with you? What are your Instagram handles, all of that stuff?
Yeah, my website is CourtneyFaeLong.com. So Fae is F-A-E, Long, L-O-N-G. And you can go to my website to take a quiz all about the orgasm shortage. We're in an orgasm shortage, so you can see if you're affected or if you're experiencing erotic abandonment. So the quiz is there, the TEDx talk is there, and then my social media handle is Courtney Fae Long on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the places.
Cool. What's next for you, Courtney? What else are you up to?
Oh my gosh. Well, my book is next.
Yay.
Yes. And maybe another TEDx talk called Confessions of a Highly Sexual Woman.
Ooh, I hope that happens. That sounds amazing. Oh my goodness.
This is so awesome. I love what you're doing. I can't wait to see more of you. We'd love to talk to you again on Shameless Sex, because this was so fun.
Gosh.
You're very easy to talk
I'd love to come on again.
Yeah, let's do it when your next book's out. Woo!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you for this work. And I love folks that are such talented speakers and presenters. And you can tell that you have done a TED Talk, a TEDx talk, because you're very skilled. So to all of our listeners out there, it's time for you to, have a sex life makeover if you need it. Or maybe you just want some more tips or tools. Maybe you want to have more money. So you're going to learn how to get more sex into your life. And if this erotic abandonment isn't happening to you now, you know that we're always here for you at Shameless Sex for when it is. So we love each and every one of you. Please review us on your favorite listening app. Check out Marie Murr as well, because they've got sexy lingerie, they've got leather accessories, they've got stockings, they've got all sorts of hot stuff for
this
you.
Bodysuit though, dang, so good.
You can get the Scarlet bodysuit, or yours is the Lilith.
Mine's Lilith. I'm the Lilith. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so we love all of you, and this was fun. This is my first time ever recording in lingerie. So
is it? Oh my gosh, we never really recorded lingerie.
I don't know. Maybe for you. I think
do
it's
this more often
first for sure. No, I shall. It's very free.
Both look amazing, and it's like what
you.
a great way to charge up your sexual energy, right? While you're talking about sex.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go make some money.
Not wearing pants in an interview. This was the first too. I usually wear pants in an interview, so that's it. Oh, nope. All right, everybody. We will see you next Tuesday for another episode of Shameless Sex. Ciao for now.
To learn more, go to shamelesssex.com.
And for 15% off some of our favorite sex toys, use code SHAMELESSSEX at purepleasureshop.com.